What's up, everyone? My name is Ty, and I'd like to welcome you to the course I created that gives you 5 tips you can implement today to lose pounds or inches before doing your very first exercise. I'm really glad that you signed up for the course, but before I get started, I just want to say that what you do with the information I'm about to share with you will set the course on how successful you will be on your fitness journey. And that's how I want you to look at this, as a fitness journey or a lifestyle change. If you take what I'm about to teach you seriously, you will see the benefits. Throughout this course, I'll ask you to take action and implement what you've learned. I encourage you to implement all the action items as soon as you possibly can, but if you want to take baby steps, you can focus on one tip, master that tip, and then add another tip and build from there. Whatever strategy you take, I invite you to share your experiences, your thoughts, or give words of encouragement to others on our Facebook community at Supercharged Fitness Hacks. Let me also point out one more thing. What I'm about to teach you has nothing to do whatsoever with exercising at all. With that said, I do want you to know that physical training is and should always be a part of your fitness journey. So don't think that I'm telling you that you don't have to do any physical training. As a matter of fact, I offer training programs for those of you who want to take what you learned here to another level. So be on the lookout for opportunities for you and I to work together to help you reach your fitness goals. Sounds good? All right, let's get started. Disclaimers. Don't you love these? So before we get started, let me make you aware of a few things. I am a certified personal trainer. I am not a doctor, nor am I a registered dietitian. Before starting any diet or physical training program, you should always consult with your doctor. The contents of this course should not be taken as medical advice. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any health problem, nor is it intended to replace the advice of a physician. Always consult your physician or qualified health professional on any matters regarding your health. Nothing I will teach you here has been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The information I will be presenting to you today is for educational purposes only. I always encourage my clients to do their own research on any topic that we discuss. Results I discuss in this course will vary from person to person and depends entirely on a couple of things. One, how committed an individual is to implementing each of the tips that I teach, and number two, the strategy that they use to implement each of the tips that I teach. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get started. So let me start by making a couple of statements. Does any of these sound familiar to you? You want to lose a few pounds without going on a diet. Or you tried XYZ diet and none of them worked. Okay, so let's try something that's different from what you've been doing. Let's get away from the diets for now and focus on making a few adjustments to how you eat, how much you eat, and what you eat. With that being said, let's jump right into tip number 1. Limit or eliminate fast food from your diet. I know, I can hear a lot of you now. I love my fast food. It's quick and convenient. It saves me time. I've heard all of that, plus more. But one of the questions I'm always asked is, what exercise can I do to lose weight or some of this belly? And my answer is always, you mean, how can I change my diet to lose weight or some of this belly? And after we go back and forth about how your diet is more important than the exercise that you choose, they then ask me the right question. And my first answer is always limit or eliminate fast food from your diet. And then I see their eyes rolling as if I've just given them the worst news ever. But I'm asking you to trust me here. Most people will see a difference if they implement this one tip. Now you'll notice that I've used the word may often in this lesson, and that's on purpose. Every individual is unique. One overweight person may eliminate fast food from their diet completely and have dramatic results, and another overweight person doing the same thing may have very little results. This is why I've given you 4 more things to do in conjunction with this tip to help significantly increase the chances of you losing weight. The one thing that I can guarantee is that no one will seriously say that John Doe died because he eliminated fast food from his diet. So, when I say fast food, what am I referring to? Fast food can be found at restaurants with drive-through service. Now, restaurants with drive-through service sometimes have options that aren't bad, but if we're really being honest with each other, we know that we don't ever choose those options. The next type of restaurant where you can find some fast foods are buffets. They're not as convenient as drive-through service, but they pose the same kind of problem that all fast food restaurants present. I've never been to a buffet and has only eaten one plate of food or one dessert. Never, ever, ever have I done that. How many of you have had only one plate of food and or one dessert? Not many of us can say that. If you do this every other day, those pounds will slowly creep on you. And in a year, you're 10 pounds more than you used to be. So, limit or eliminate the buffet style restaurants. Another type of restaurant that I put into the fast food category is restaurants that offer countertop service. Restaurants that offer countertop service oftentimes provide options similar to the other restaurants I've already mentioned, and those foods are generally prepared off-site, which means that it has to be processed and preserved to maintain freshness until it gets to the restaurant. And let's not forget delivery service. The one thing that most of us like is our delivery service. These restaurants are plentiful. They're everywhere. We love the convenience they provide. But this convenience is part of the reason we are getting bigger. Think about it. We're at home not doing anything but watching television. Don't feel like cooking, which by the way burns calories. We order delivery and we eat most of it, if not all of it, and then go to bed. You've just consumed about 2,000 calories in one meal. So we've consumed more, have done less than we would have if we had just gone to the grocery store, bought some groceries, came home and cooked it. So, is all fast food bad food? Is the reason we've gained those few extra pounds since high school? No, not necessarily. You can definitely eat fast food and not pack on pounds, especially if you either choose the better options from the chain restaurants or you choose fast food restaurants that offer high quality and more nutritionally dense foods. So, why limit or eliminate fast food? Most of the food is mostly processed, meaning that it's partially prepared off-site, and it's not in its natural form when it comes from the farm. I've actually worked at a fast food restaurant, and we were really nothing but an assembly line. The only food that was fresh and prepared on site were the scrambled eggs for the most part, sometimes a salad. Everything else was prepackaged with instructions on how to cook, warm it up, and assemble it, store it. This is this is probably the most important reason to eliminate fast food from our diets. Most of the foods are nutritionally deficient, meaning that they are high in fats, carbohydrates, and protein. Those are macronutrients, but deficient in our vitamins and minerals, our micronutrients. Our micronutrients are what we need the most for optimal health. I tell my clients that if you want to just lose weight, you should focus on calories. If you want to lose fat, you should focus on your macronutrients, which consists of your fats, your carbs, and your protein. But if you want to lose fat and have optimal health, you should focus on both your macronutrients and your micronutrients. Your body needs a certain amount of energy for basic function every day, plus more energy depending on your daily activity levels. Food provides the energy that our body needs, and we present the total amount of energy as calories. So, for instance, a slice of pizza may give us energy in the amount of 400 calories. A lot of the fast food restaurants have no good low-calorie options. Don't fool yourself into thinking, well, I just got a salad. Most of the salads offered at fast food restaurants has just as many calories, if not more calories, than some of their main cheeseburger and fries options. You can easily surpass your caloric needs for the day in just one meal at a fast food restaurant. And I'll give you an example here. Your body only needs 1,000 calories, for instance. That asks for basic function every day, and it may need another 600 calories just to get you through the sedentary job where you sit at a desk all day long. For breakfast, you have a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with hash browns and orange juice. That's about 650 calories. And for lunch, you order the fried chicken salad, which is about 1,400 calories. You've only had 2 meals and you've already surpassed your caloric needs for the day. There are better options, and we'll talk about those later in this course. So let's talk about sodium or salt. Who doesn't love it? A form of salt is in just about everything that we consume. The U.S. daily recommended allowance for salt is roughly 2,300 milligrams a day. Most of us that eat out pass that by lunch. If you're eating the items and examples on the previous slide, you are definitely hovering around the 2,300 milligram mark if you haven't already passed it. Most people don't realize that sugar is often hidden in the ingredients list of a lot of fast foods and processed foods that we eat. If an item ends in OSE, it's the sugar. Sugar has many names, too many to list here, so I'm going to give you some homework. Go to your favorite search engine and type other names for sugar and share your findings in our Facebook community. Saturated fat. A little saturated fat isn't bad for you, but if you get more than you need, especially of the not so healthy saturated fats, it can be harmful to your health. Fast food restaurants are synonymous with everything being fried. The burgers are fried, the fish is fried, the chicken is fried, the pies are fried, the fries are fried, and sometimes even the pickles are fried. Some fast food restaurants even add artificial coloring and flavors, including some that are linked to cancer and other serious illnesses. There was recent news of a popular fast food chain that admitted that only a certain percentage of the meat they offer was actually the meat that they claimed it to be. Most of the other ingredients were things that we wouldn't add to our food even if we cooked it at home ourselves. I mean, when was the last time you went to the store and bought some carrageenan or yellow number 5? I actually researched where I could buy yellow number 5, and the first place that popped up was a chemical company. I could buy about 1 gram of it for $60. Another company that I guess supplies cosmetic manufacturers also sold it. That company has it labeled as for external use only. At the end of the day, the point I'm trying to drive home here is pay attention to what you're consuming if fast food is on the menu. I know this has nothing to do with losing weight, but I thought it was important enough to mention here. I myself used to spend around $10 on breakfast, $10 on lunch, and $10 for dinner every day at a fast food restaurant. If you think about it, that is hovering somewhere around $1,000 a month just on fast food. That doesn't include any other grocery items or snacks. Once I realized how much I was spending, I made adjustments and I put the money into more important things. I also put may in quotation marks here because, again, everyone handles money differently, and increasing your savings may be paying off debt for you. At the end of the day, you'll have more money in your pocket and therefore have other options on how to spend that money. As I mentioned before, most of the foods that we eat are calorie dense and nutritionally deficient. You can go to a fast food restaurant and eat more than half your caloric needs for one day in that one meal. And if you have two more of the same kinds of meals, your body will have a caloric surplus at the end of the day. And what does your body do with the caloric surplus? It gets converted to fat and stored for later use. So if you can limit or eliminate fast food from your diet, you may see some of the pounds just come off. I've seen people who follow this one tip lose 1 to 2 inches in their waistline. So you can do it too. The most important benefit I've seen with people eliminating fast food from their diet are improved numbers. Those numbers include their blood sugar levels, cholesterol levels, and blood pressure. And when they start to increase their consumption of nutritionally dense foods that include more of the vitamins and minerals that the body needs, their numbers improve a little more. So now it's time for you to take some action. I talked about this earlier. Set a goal for the week. For example, if you normally have breakfast from a fast food restaurant every morning on your way to work, see if you can go the whole week or at least part of the week without it. Now, if most of your meals come from fast food restaurants, this may be a little difficult. Take small steps. Maybe eliminate a particular restaurant or maybe one of the meals, lunch for instance. I know by now you're wondering, if I don't eat out, what can I eat? Well, that's a good question. And that leads us to the next tip. So take a few minutes, create your goals of how you're going to tackle this fast food thing, and I will see you on the next lesson.